In the fog of Dead by Daylight, there are killers who have embraced the entity's grasp willingly. And then there are those who are shaped by the horrors of their own making. One such killer is Evan MacMillan, better known as the Trapper. But who was he before the entity took hold? Let's dive into the lore of one of Dead by Daylight's most iconic killers. Evan MacMillan was the only son of Archibald MacMillan, the ruthless and powerful owner of the MacMillan estate, a mining empire that thrived under his iron-fisted rule. Archibald was feared by many, and he raised Evan to be just as cruel and unyielding. From a young age, Evan was conditioned to believe that the loyalty to his father was absolute, and that strength was measured in blood and suffering. Those who disobeyed or fell out of favor met tragic fates, buried deep beneath the mines they once worked in. Archibald's cruelty was limitless, and Evan followed closely in his footsteps, but no one could have predicted what came next. As Archibald's health declined, Evan took on more responsibilities, but instead of reforming the estate, he only enforced his father's twisted ideals further. It wasn't enough to control the workers. He needed to own them. And then one day, he snapped. No one knows exactly what triggered Evan's final descent, but what is known is that the MacMillan mines became a graveyard. Dozens of workers were lured underground and sealed away, left to rot in darkness. Some say they heard the screams for days after. The massacre cemented Evan as a true monster, but even that was not enough to quench his thirst for violence. With his father now dead and his legacy nothing but a blood-stained ruin, Evan disappeared into the wilderness. The MacMillan estate became a ghost town, its horrors buried under dust and silence. But the entity is watching, a man so consumed by brutality, so willing to inflict pain. He was the perfect candidate. Evan MacMillan was no longer just a man. He had become something else entirely, a beast of muscle and rage, a killer who takes pleasure in trapping his prey and watching them suffer. The Trapper was born. Evan MacMillan may have started as a man under his father's rule, but of his own darkness was what truly shaped him. Whether or not he was always destined for this fate is the question we may never answer. But one thing is certain. If you hear the snap of a trap in the fog, it might already be too late. If you enjoyed this dive into Dead by Daylight lore, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know which killer you'd like to see next. Until next time, stay out of the fog.